Hey guys, it's Maurice, and you know what? I need to get better at these introductions, and so I just want to take a really quick pause and say, guys, my name is Maurice. I've been an entrepreneur basically for most of my life. I'm still a young guy, but I've been running businesses and building startups for well over 10 years now, and I've ran multiple successful YouTube channels. You see in the back of my head, I've got one of my 100,000 subscriber plaques. I've gotten about 3 of those by now. And this is my second go at this. So you guys, if you're here now and you're here early in 2025, then you're getting to see the journey of my way from 0 to a million subscribers. But anyways, guys, with that said, I absolutely love entrepreneurship, and I decided what better thing to do as a YouTube channel than to do full-on business breakdowns. And so look, this is a like probably 50 slide deck, and I'm not going to be going over all of those slides. And if you want this entire deck, it is 100% free. The link is in the description. I'm not baiting you with anything. Like, if you actually want it, it's actually no strings attached. Just go sign up for Arena. I won't spam you with emails. If you're interested in downloading this, go and download it. But I promise you, there's a ton of there's probably like 50 business plans over there. Each of them have like 40 to 50 PowerPoint slides. Go look through all of them. You don't even have to download them. They're embedded on the member portal. But with that all said, guys, I just want to get right into this business. I do think it's a great business plan. It's a great business idea. And like I always say in my videos, good artists copy, great artists steal. Nothing out there is original. This business idea that I'm exploring as Arena, being a business consulting and accountability coaching platform, is not new. It's been done before. And this VR equipment rental service business is not new either. Here's an example of a company that does it, and one that isn't necessarily local but is available in Austin, where I'm from, is this one here, Virtual Rental Reality Company. If you are running a conference or some big corporate event, or right now coming up here in a couple of days, we have South by Southwest in Austin. If you haven't heard about it, it's the biggest thing every single year in Austin. Millions of dollars flood into the city just from this event alone. And people want to host corporate events, and they have plenty of money to spend. And you'll see an example of what people try to do to dress up their event with amenities. One of those things being virtual reality. So what the business opportunity is essentially you purchasing all of the headsets, installing a couple of games that are family friendly, that are corporate approved, if you will, and just offer this virtual reality equipment with somebody available to sort of like shepherd and quarterback for the activity, sort of make sure that people sign like a little waiver and say, okay, hey, look, if you fall, it's not on us, don't sue us, but just kind of explain the instructions of the headset and sort of just maintain the line that forms for the activity for this event. But there's all these different types of simulators that you can offer. We're going to be going over all of those. I have the business breakdown. So all of these things here, potential customers, how you're going to get customers, the type of hardware you're going to offer, the sort of activities and apps you're going to offer, and even other competitors that exist in the space. I'm literally going to cover everything: the marketing plan, available business names with the available domain names. I'm going to give you the product plan, exactly how you're going to be able to source customers. I'm going to tell you the tools that you're going to need as the marketing stack in order to kick this off. It won't be very expensive. I'm actually going to even go over the cost that you can expect to incur to start this MVP. So I'm going to get right into things, guys, because there's a lot to go over. But again, I'll just repeat. Look, I'm trying to compress as much information in as short amount of time as possible, because it is YouTube and you guys have a lot of other sexier videos to watch to the right of this video that are going to get recommended every 30 seconds. And so I'm trying to just give you the meat and potatoes, and if you want more, you can zoom in on this opportunity by simply going to the link in the description. No commitment, no cost, 100% free. Download the deck. But I'll dive right into things, guys. So the opportunity cost, guys. Look, you're going to hear me say this in all of my videos. I sound like a broken record. I'm not going to sit here and try to ever convince you guys to become the next model, the next personal trainer, the next viral social media meme page. Look, sexy as those things might look, they don't make money. We're trying to make money so that we can buy our freedom back. We don't care about being attractive, being sexy, all those things. Sure, you should try to look good. It's good for you, and you should try to be healthy, but this is a money channel. We're trying to launch boring, dirty, ugly, unconventional businesses, because at the end of the day, green, money, no matter how you get it, is always going to be green. So this opportunity, the reason I'm going over it is because, one, it's low startup cost. The VR equipment is not really all that expensive, especially now that these manufacturers like Meta have reached scale. They're actually able to produce them really affordably. and unconventional. That's the other thing. Nobody out here is really trying to run a VR equipment rental business. Everybody wants to run, all these sexy businesses. Everybody wants to be a personal trainer. Everybody wants to be the model. Everybody wants to do all these cool things. Not us. We don't want to be photographers. We don't want to be DJs. We don't want to be bartenders. None of that. We are trying to do the ugly, boring business. And then finally, negligible operating costs. You might be able to start the business with very little money. You might be able to build the business with relatively little competition because it's unconventional, but is it going to cost you a lot of money to continue to operate it? If two things are true, and then it's also if those two things are true, and then also it's still very expensive to maintain the business, then it's not really an opportunity we want to consider. This one has negligible operating costs because you're not paying for the building, you're not paying to run the event, you're not paying for any of those things. It's probably going to be either you when you're getting started, but once you scale, it's going to be other people, maintaining the booth and making sure that they just maintain the line and people are signing waivers. So again, great opportunity, low startup cost, unconventional, and negligible operating costs. Now, let's go over the product plan. Like I always say in my videos, guys, none of these are bulletproof. Always implement, but of course, look back, react to this based on your own unique circumstances. If you have me as your accountability or business coach, then we're going to have our recurring check-ins, and I'm going to be going over some of our funnels, some of our marketing plans, some of our analytics, and I'm going to be digesting it and trying to interpret it for you and implementing strategies. But you don't need me in your corner to do this for you. You, I'm sure, will probably do a perfectly fine job on your own, even if this is your first time trying to launch a startup or a business of any kind. So just keep that in mind. Little disclosure there. None of these product plans are 100% perfect. So all you're really going to need, and look, I have a couple of things here listed just because, I want to make sure that I cover the full gamut of things you might need, but you don't need much. You need VR equipment and a way to get to and from these corporate events. Beyond that, you just get the games. Just get the games. You hear some of the examples of the things you're going to need. So like the Meta Quest is one of the current headsets that's really like the flagship model. And when it comes to VR games, the one that's probably the most viral at the time of this video getting released is the plank game. It's simple to understand. You walk the plank and you literally just buy like a 2x6 from Home Depot for $20 if lumber's still that expensive. And you just flop it on the ground and that's it. Just hold the attendees as they're walking, and remember, they signed a safety waiver, and the corporate sponsor already paid the thousands of dollars to have you there for 8 hours. So you know what I mean, you're going to be fine. Plus you're probably going to have some sort of business insurance, and I'm going to be going over things like that in just a second. And if I don't cover them, guys, remember, go download the deck if you're interested. It's all there for you, 100% free. It shouldn't cost you too much, guys. $1,100 is what I have budgeted for this. Honestly, you could get away with way less, and this is for having everything. This includes the booth, this includes some decoration, this includes registering the LLC, the bare marketing essentials, bare essentials for marketing, including like the website, a theme, some web hosting, things like that. Now remember what I say, guys, good artists copy, great artists steal. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel and do everything yourself from scratch. Everything that I've done in the past has been done by others. Everything that I will do in the future has already been done before. So there's no reason for why you shouldn't go and copy your competitors' homework and simply apply the marketing tactics that they've used. Sign up for their newsletters. Go and call them, email them, act like a prospect, and listen to their sales pitch. Look at their packages. Look at the way that they position themselves with corporate events. What are some of the things that they sell to try to win a buyer or close a lead? Use all of that and implement it yourself. Remember, guys, at the end of the day, these are corporations that are out to just make money from other businesses. There's nothing wrong with you going and copying their homework. They weren't first to market. They copied somebody else too. This has all been done before. And all you're simply doing is coming here and providing an additional service that competes with their own. So no harm, no foul. This is the sport. This is just a different type of sport. So yeah, go and copy them and craft your offer using their material. And when it comes to sourcing leads, something that I personally think is an incredible idea, and I haven't heard too many other people talk about this, and I don't know why, but it's basically reaching out to event planners. Whenever corporations want to put together big events, they have big budgets, guys, and it's a lot to do. It's like planning a wedding. And the same way that you have wedding planners, you also have corporate event planners. And so go to your local area. In my case, it's Austin, and go to Google and search Austin, event planners, New York event planners, fill in the blank, event planners, and reach out to these folks and try to build this profit sharing deal where you reach out to them. And the way that these event planners work is people reach out to them and they ask them to help them plan this big event. This is what we want, this is what we need, this is what our budget is, and this is what we expect in terms of like amount of people to come. And they just start they reach out to like their Avengers of like vendors, and they assemble them together for this activity, because that's what they do. They're professional event planners. All you want to do is get on that list. The moment you can get on that list, you have a recurring stream of revenue, and do like some sort of profit sharing model. Literally ask them, hey, what kind of deal can we cut that would make you want to recommend me and have me in your events? If they say, hey, break me off 20% of your net profit, let's do that. So, anything to get you started and going from 0 to 1 to start making some extra money on weekends, guys. So, sourcing leads, yes, you want to build your website. Yes, you want to go ahead and start building relationships with these vendors. But also remember, guys, go to Facebook groups, go to Craigslist, go to these localized sites, these marketplace sites, and promote yourself. Start reaching out and getting connections, putting together in places like bark.com. So that's almost it, guys. That's really almost everything I want to cover, but I just want to say a couple of things. First of all, no process is perfect. Implement everything I just went over, but improve your offer, improve your prospect sourcing. If your leads aren't closing, get better leads, improve your sales script. And all of those things will just improve your close rates, and just rinse and repeat. But you're not going to be able to know what to improve if you're not tracking it. And so I'll just go ahead and skip ahead and show you something, right? This is my Arena dashboard. Use this dashboard to help you track towards your goals. I'm going to point out a couple of KPIs that you probably just got a glimpse of in a second, but all of those KPIs are going to be plugged into the Arena dashboard. This Arena dashboard is going to help you get a summary into all of your health markers for your business. This is a free dashboard. It's down in the link in the description. Go and download it. It'll help you identify trend lines. You'll be able to leave comments for yourself and look back at some of the performance that you had in the past and measure against prior, in KPIs on the terms of like a day by day, week by week, or even month by month basis. If you don't measure it, it does not matter, guys. So obviously, you need to make sure you keep an eye on your health markers. Some of the things that you might want to look at are, 1, your revenue per rental, your average rental duration, your maintenance costs, dollar utilization rate, and operating costs. Neither of these things is all that useful on its own, but whenever you look at it in front of you in a dashboard, you'll be able to tell some stories in terms of what's actually going on in your business. So this dashboard does not require a subscription. It is 100% free. It is hosted by the Google Suite. So just go and download that if you're interested. But anyways, that's enough of a plug for that. Now, some bonus resources. Pause this video if you need to, but this is exactly what I use to run Arena. There's not too much else that's happening behind the scenes. I bought my domain on Namecheap, and by the way, this is probably too much information. There's not too many entrepreneurs that are literally exposing and peeling away the layers in their business the way that I'm doing right now. But I bought the domain in Namecheap, built the website on Webflow, bought the theme in Medium Rare. I used Unsplash for my stock photos. I then built my newsletter on Beehive. I run my meetings off of the G Suite. I use OpenPhone for my phone calls. And then for your business email, just use Workspace from Google. This should be more than enough. And if you want the exact theme that I'm using from Medium Rare, reach out to me. I'll literally send it to you so that you can go and buy it yourself. But guys, I don't have referral codes for any of these things. I don't. This is just, look, you don't need too much. This is plenty to run a website, to have a newsletter, to start closing people, and to accept payments, guys. Stripe and PayPal. That's all you really need. I'm going to go ahead and cut to the end of this because, look, this is what everybody's been waiting for, is the available business and domain names. Some of my favorite names are in here, but I'm not going to name which ones those are just so that you can have your pick of the litter. But these are all available domain names. These are all .coms. There's no weird domain extensions. And just look through it. Not all of them will be available by the time you watch this video. It is first come, first serve. I didn't pre-reserve any of these for you guys. And if you want to inspect some of the competitors that are out there in the market, these are the ones that you have. You have Maverick VR. They're nationwide. Virtual Reality Rental Company. They're nationwide as well. Freedom Fund USA, and then Lost Virtuality. All of those are all of them except the last one are all nationwide. The last one is in LA. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for me. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. All my contact details are down below. Social media is down below. Please don't hesitate to follow me. If any of these any of these business plans are interesting to you, please reach out. Let's get in touch. And if you want some accountability coaching, if you want somebody to be in your corner to inspect your metrics and hold you accountable to getting your business from 0 to 1, let me know. That's what I'm here for. But anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video. Cheers.